Your cat sits at the edge of your bed at 3 a.m., completely still, just staring at your face while you sleep. No blinking, no moving, just watching. Most people think it's cute. A few people think it's creepy, but almost nobody knows what it actually means. And when I tell you, you're going to look at your cat very differently tonight. There are actually 5 reasons why cats do this, and at least one of them is going to make you question your whole relationship with your pet. Let's get into it. So first, let's just acknowledge something. You've seen this happen. Maybe you woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, and your cat was just sitting there, inches from your face, staring into your soul like they were trying to read your thoughts. And you probably said something like, "Oh, they love me," and went back to sleep. That's adorable. That's also not the full story. Cats are not dogs. Dogs stare at you because they think you're amazing and they want to know what you're going to do next. Cats are doing something completely different. Cats are calculating. And once you understand what's actually going on in their weird little brain while they watch you sleep, you'll realize that your cat is basically running a full background operation on you every single night. So let's talk about the first reason. Reason number 1, they're checking if you're dead. I'm not joking. This is a real thing. Cats in the wild are both predators and prey. That means they are always paying attention to what's alive and what's not. Movement means alive. No movement means potential problem. When you sleep, you suddenly go very still. You stop talking, you stop walking around, you're barely moving. To a cat, especially one that's been watching you all day being a loud, chaotic human, this is confusing. So they come over to check on you. They're listening to your breathing. They're watching your chest go up and down. They might even sniff your face, which is their version of putting a mirror under your nose to see if you're still breathing. So yes, your cat is staring at you at 3 a.m. because they genuinely want to know if you're still alive, which is either really sweet or really unsettling, depending on how you look at it. And the funniest part, if you suddenly move or open your eyes, they don't run away relieved. They just slowly blink at you, like, "Oh, you're fine. Cool. I'm going back to eat my food now." Zero drama. Completely calm. Because they already knew you were probably fine. They just wanted to make sure. Reason number 2. You're a giant, weird, hairless cat, and they're trying to figure you out. Okay, so here's something that a lot of people don't realize. Cats don't actually understand that humans are a completely different species. To a cat, you're just a really big, really weird cat who doesn't clean themselves properly and can't jump very high. And just like cats study each other in a group, your cat studies you all the time. When you're awake, you're moving too fast and making too much noise, and there's too much going on. But when you sleep, that's when you're still. That's when they can really look at you. They notice your face differently when you're asleep. They notice your breathing pattern. They're learning your scent, the sounds you make, the way your body works. You're their whole world, and sleeping is basically the one time they can look at you without you looking back and ruining the moment. So when your cat stares at you while you sleep, part of what's happening is pure curiosity. You're the most interesting thing in their environment, and they have questions. Many questions. None of which they will ever ask you because they're cats, and they're not going to give you the satisfaction. Reason number 3, they're guarding you. Now, this one is actually kind of touching once you get past how weird it sounds. Cats are territorial. Their home is their territory. And you, the giant, weird, hairless cat who gives them food, you are part of that territory. You matter to them, even if they pretend you don't. When a cat sits and watches you sleep, sometimes they're not doing it out of curiosity. They're doing it because they're keeping watch. They're making sure nothing comes near you. They're listening to every sound in the house and sitting between you and whatever might be out there. This goes back to how cats live in groups in the wild. They take turns watching over each other. And your cat, in their head, is doing their turn. They're on guard duty, protecting you, The fact that the biggest threat in your home is probably a fly or the noise the fridge makes doesn't matter to them. They're still doing the job. And they're doing it at 3 a.m., without being asked, without getting anything in return except maybe some food in the morning and a pat on the head if you're in a good mood. That's honestly kind of noble, in a creepy, staring at your face kind of way. Reason number 4, they want something from you, and they're waiting for the exact right moment. Okay, this one is less touching and more just cat behavior being exactly what you'd expect. Sometimes your cat is staring at you because they have a goal. They're hungry, they want the door open, their water bowl is making a weird sound. They have a problem, and you are the solution. And they are waiting for you to wake up so they can make the problem your problem too. Cats are incredibly patient hunters. They can sit completely still for a very long time when they want something. And if they've decided that waking you up is the mission, then they will sit there, staring at your face in complete silence for however long it takes. This is why a lot of people wake up with a cat just sitting there, eyes locked on them, ready and waiting. The cat has been there for maybe 45 minutes. The cat has a plan. The cat has already decided that the moment your eyes open, breakfast is happening, whether you're ready or not. And the stare is not random. It's strategic, because cats have learned, through living with humans, that humans sometimes just feel when they're being watched. And they wake up and they look around, and there's the cat, waiting.
It works. That's why they do it. You can't even be mad at them because it's actually a genius move. Reason number 5. You're warm, and the staring has nothing to do with you. This one is going to bring you back down to earth if the guarding you part made you feel too good about yourself. Sometimes your cat is not staring at you. Sometimes your cat is staring in your general direction because you happen to be a very large heat source in a room that's a little cold at night. They found a warm spot. The warm spot has a face. They don't care about the face. Cats love warmth. Their ideal body temperature is higher than ours, which is why they're always finding the sunniest spot in the house or sitting on top of the laptop charger like it's a throne. When you sleep, you put off a lot of body heat, especially your head and face. So sometimes your cat is not staring at you with deep affection or strategic intent. They're just close to the warmth, and you happen to be in front of their eyes. You're basically a space heater that sometimes gives them tuna. Sorry. Now, here's where it gets interesting. All 5 of these reasons can be happening at the same time. Your cat might be checking if you're alive, feeling protective over you, waiting for breakfast, and using you as a personal radiator, all in the same staring session. Cats are multitaskers, especially when they're being creepy. And the thing is, there's a really easy way to tell what kind of stare you're getting. When you open your eyes and make eye contact with your cat, what do? If they hold the eye contact and slowly blink at you, that's actually a sign of trust and affection. Slow blinking is how cats say, "I'm comfortable with you. You're safe." You can even slow blink back at them, and they'll usually do it again. It's one of the few ways you can actually communicate with your cat in a way they understand. If they immediately start meowing or walking toward the kitchen, you were just an alarm clock to them. Congratulations, you've been used. If they look away and start grooming themselves, they're pretending the whole thing never happened, and they have no idea what you're talking about. And if they just keep staring without doing anything, they're still running their calculation. Just let them finish. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m. and your cat is right there, face close to yours, eyes wide open, completely still, don't panic. Don't be creeped out. They're just doing their thing. They're checking on you, watching over you, studying you, possibly waiting for food, definitely using your body heat.
That's what it means when your cat stares at you while you sleep. And honestly, for an animal that acts like they don't care about you most of the time, the fact that they show up every night and keep watch over you says a lot. Even if it's weird, even if it's at 3 a.m., even if their face is too close to yours and they have no concept of personal space. That's your cat, and they chose you. If you want to know more weird things your cat does and what they actually mean, watch this next video. It gets even stranger.